Money given to a 501c3 should be transparent to everyone that wants to see it.
Exactly.
And that's so working with your board of directors is really critical.
Very critical.
Yeah, yes. Because they're actually, it's no longer me, it's us.
Right.
And that's one of the key things we're doing with the 501c3.
Let's get to that transparency thing and then my review of the RTR. Let's go.
I've got news for you. Things I want to pursue. Oh, I'm jumping off Kilimanjaro, Kilimanjaro. Oh, I've got the wind in my hair. Oh, Kilimanjaro.
When I did my RTR video, it was mostly about going to the RTR. Like everybody, I saw people going there and I was on the East Coast and I thought I'd really like to go there and connect with other people. But this particular year that I decided to go was very different. There is going to be no camping with other people around. It's a very different situation. And there were some things that I saw there. And then when I posted my video talking about the RTR, and I said a lot of good things about the RTR, I said, oh, it's good for newbies. But for the newbies, it's great. Some people, they thought I was complaining a lot, but the RTR is really morely for newbies. I think they're focusing more on that, which is great. Don't get me wrong. But I'm telling you the story the way it is. Happy to be here, though. I'm really glad. This is an experience for me. I don't think I'll be coming back to the RTR again, though, because it's really not for me. I was there. You weren't. And I had a lot of girls that were with me, and they all left early because they did not enjoy it. They did not like it. It was very boring. It was very blah. It seemed to me like most people were into donations and selling product. If you look at the video, all of the schedules were where the donations area, and that was put there on purpose, I'm pretty sure. Well, I didn't think nothing of it until I posted my video. Then I saw a lot of people started saying things to me, and I thought, okay, this is really weird. Why are people saying this? Let me figure this out. So I started doing some investigating, and then I posted my other video, and I'll link those videos below. And then I started to see a lot of things as I was editing. Let me explain what the problem is before we get into the details, if you really want to know the details. On BLM land, you are not allowed to sell product. You are not allowed to sell any product at all. The problem is that when Bob was doing the RTR, he was selling t-shirts. And I don't know if he got fined. I don't know if they gave him a strict warning or whatever. So it's pretty tough now that 1 year you might have made $20,000 selling merchandise. Then all of a sudden, what are you going to do the next year? You can't go back to Scan and Wash. You can't go back to Plamosa. You can't go to none of those BLMs because you cannot sell your product. That's a hard thing for somebody. You made $20,000 last year selling your product there, and now you can't sell it. So, of course, what better way to sell your product than at the fairgrounds? This is why they don't go to BLM and do it anymore. Because there was a lot of groups there. I'm like, why doesn't the RTR stay? There were tons of groups. There were all these organizations that were doing stuff and meeting people. So it's not a matter of that they can't meet. It's a matter of the selling of the product, okay? And that's where I started investigating and realized, yep, it's exactly what people are saying. It's all about the money. So in this video, we're going to go through the money. And this video is not to bash anybody. I don't know if they're doing a good service. They're promising things and they're saying things that they're doing. I don't know if it is. The intention of this video is for you to open your eyes and make educated choices. And it's up to you to decide. And you're free to investigate more. But I will show you some things that are very odd. Let's look at this transparency. And then here is his channel. He says he's promoting nomadic tribalism in a car, van, or RV. You come up to his page, you're going to see that he has Patreon on here for you to support the channel. So let's hit on the Patreon. You will see the different levels of support that you can offer. Some of the kind of like the mission statement. He's talking about he's the president and co-founder of the 5013C nonprofit. 100% of the proceeds of this Patreon page go directly into the nonprofit. So what he is doing is this is where people are really pissed off. It's getting confusing because you're commingling. So the commingling between cheap RV living, which the money is going into the Home on Wheels Alliance. Everything is filtering into this homeonwheelsalliance.org.
That will be separate and apart from Cheap RV Living.
Yes.
Two different organizations.
Right.
He's going to give you some information about what his mission is here for this thing. I have a problem when I see this word revolution. This is the kind of word that really draws attention to me and to what is the revolution. Why is there a revolution? There should not be a revolution of anything. This should not be political. Nothing like that should even be stated on here. To me, I hope this is not some kind of organization that is filtering its dollars into some political agenda at some point. Of course, those are the things that could happen. They're not allowed to support any political candidates. So if they are, they're in violation of that. He tells you here about all of this stuff, that what he needs the money for.
One of the things we're going to do is all the money from Patreon will go towards the nonprofit. And eventually you'll get a tax deduction for it.
But he doesn't disclose here what it is that he's making, how much money is coming in. He doesn't show you how many Patreons he has. Here's another example of how they don't want you to know how much money is filtering into this supposed organization. There's no transparency here. So that's another example of how there's no transparency here. Let's go to the Howa page. And Homes on Wheels Alliance also has a Patreon page. This is what their Patreon is. So they're making $1,187 per month. How come they're showing you here? They're not showing it over on his channel. Why is he commingling Howa with Cheap RV Living? I want to know. Because this shouldn't be commingled.
One of the things we're going to do is all the money from Patreon will go towards the nonprofit.
This is a lot of things about being a date with Bob, all of this stuff. I don't see these vans. I see them getting built. I don't see who won them. Show the people who are winning this stuff. Why can't we see that? I don't see that on here. Okay, and I don't see it on their webpage either.
That when you give money to it, or whoever gives money to it, that you can find out how it was spent, how it's been treated.
Home on Wheels Alliance. There's Bob Wells again. Make sure that he's on the cover. At the front, it's all about donate. There is the stuff where you show where you've been giving stuff out. Let's see the different people. Everything has to do with donation. Everything, the minute you see it, it's all about giving, giving, giving. Here they say that Lisa's the recipient. I don't know who Lisa is. I don't know if she's Tim. There's never a last name. We don't know who these people are. They never show them on there. Why aren't you showing this on your videos? Why aren't you showing the people who are actually receiving this stuff? They're saying here that they'll give you tents. If anybody has received tents from Howa, please contact me and let me know. I'd love to hear your story. I'd love to see the information, the proof that you did receive something from them. Now, here's the information on the website. Legally, according to the law, a 5013C has to be transparent in giving to the public the information on their tax return. I'm not going to waste my time because I have better things to do, but if you all want that information, here's a phone number to Howa, here's the website, and this is their declaration of the 501c3. By law, they have a certain amount of days when you contact them and ask them for their returns for them to provide it to you. On Wikipedia, here is the transparency that has to come from the becoming a 501c3 organization, where you have to make available public inspection, your tax exemption. There's certain things that you have to do. It says here clearly that your return 990, including the attachments, supporting documents on it, are public for the public inspection, so you can have them send you that so that you can see it, with the exception of the names and addresses of donors on Schedule B. So if they have large donors, they are not required to tell you who those large donors are.
RVs that are wealthy and that they live in their RVs for a while, and then when they're done, they sell their RVs. Well, for a lot of them, it's almost as profitable to them to donate it, get the donation, the tax deduction, as to go through the effort of selling it. So we can find people who will simply give us RVs that we can pass along to people in need, or sell and pass along to people in need. But they were not going to do it if they don't get the tax deduction. So being an official 501c3 makes this available to a large group of people with a large amount of money to donate.
So here's the information. It tells you that GuideStar provides information. And ProPublica's nonprofit provides copies of organizations Form 990. So I went to ProPublica and I couldn't find the information because I guess they haven't put it online yet. Okay, I don't know what this Caravan stuff is because that doesn't have to, that's free camping, so you don't need money for that. You know, land acquisition. Well, you already got land acquisition, as you already mentioned that Linda gave you. So I don't know why you're not doing anything on that. Howa is registered under this address, and it's in Parham, Nevada. This is where the Howa is registered to under the corporation. Here's some pictures of the location. It looks like a storage facility as well, like they store things there. That's what it looks like. And you can see online some of the pictures, okay? So if you go down, you will see an interesting review here. It's by coincidence that I found this. She says, they have been very friendly. I don't even have to give them my box number to check my mail most of the time. They're being supportive of the nomadic community, allowing Howa, Homes on Wheels Alliance, to do the second van build in their parking lot. Okay, so not sure why they're doing the van build in this parking lot, because according to the Howa website, they were given land. They keep asking for money. Now, according to them, Linda May gifted Howa with 5 acres in Douglas, Arizona. And Linda's land has already hosted the Caravan during the spring quarter. So I'm not sure why they had to do the van build over at the mail facility like I showed you. So here it is. So they have 5 acres on their website. They have Home on Wheels Alliance. They disclose the timeline of their company. So you can go here and click on the view the timeline. And I'm going to click that because it gets cut off. So here is basically the idea. Okay, they consulted with a consultant. They established the board of trustees. Okay, this is where it gets interesting, because for me, a 501(c)(3) should be transparent in its money, especially with all of the drama that's coming up with the RTR, and especially lately. And I know that they know what I'm talking about.
So it will have its own record-keeping requirements and openness requirements. Money given to a 501c3 should be transparent to everyone that wants to see it.
Exactly.
And here, right here is your history, the timeline. But in the timeline's pretty much dead. So if you have established the board of trustees, I'm assuming that if I click here where it says read more, I would get a list of who the trustees and what their expertise is in running this organization. And as you can see, it pretty much brings you to a dead zone here, which has nothing relevant to the board of trustees.
The board of directors is really critical.
Very critical.
Yeah,
yes.
Because they're actually, it's no longer me, it's us.
Right.
And that's one of the key things we're doing with the 501c3.
To hire the executive director and assistant. When I hit that, it doesn't tell me who the executive director and executive assistant is. It doesn't tell me them when they were hired. It doesn't tell me what their expertise is and why they were hired. It would be nice if we knew that they were participating in a salary. Basically, now you got your home page here. And of course, they're going to plaster Bob's picture on here because he's the poster boy for the RTR. But remember, there's other people involved in this. It's not just Bob. We don't know if Bob is just using his name or what. But anything that has to do with Robert Wells is going to come up here. You don't have Howa here at all, but you do have Cheap RV Lingy. If you hit this, now you're going to see the information for Cheap RV Living, which is an LLC, which is a corporation. This is what he chose because he's trying to protect himself from any type of liabilities that can come to him. He has a domestic limited liability. He formed it on July 3rd, 2018. Active. This is his business ID in Nevada. His annual report. This is his entity number. So this is his information for. Now I want you to look here where it says registered agent information. Name of individual or legal entity. Jonathan K. Nelson. Not sure who that person is.
A friend came to us. It's not a friend, someone I didn't know. A friend, someone who has just retired and become an RVer, came to us and said, I would love to help you start your nonprofit.
He's non-commercial registered agent, and he is at this address. So let's do a research on who Jonathan K. Nelson is, because we really would like to know who the registered agent. He's the person that registers. So let's first look at the address. So it's in Parham. So I'm going to go here to my Google Maps. I'm going to type in the address. This is Parham, Nevada. And let's do a closer look to see what this is here. God's Coffee Ministry and Truth in Life Ministries International. See, there's a building here. It looks like a great big building that has to do with ministries. It says Truth in Life Ministries International and God's Coffee Ministry. And then there's something that has to do with bail bonds in this building. So not sure what that building is. So let's take a look at the building. Okay, it looks like it's like a little strip mall. It looks like a little strip mall. My internet's a little slow. So, yep, that's what it looks like. That's Frontage Road. And we're going around and around and around, and you can see that it is a little strip mall. So they have several businesses there. I guess they have a church there and some other businesses there. So this guy is there. Not sure who this Jonathan K. Nelson. So let's do a Nevada search for Jonathan K. Nelson and see what comes up. Because this says Suite 11, but this one says Suite 8. He might be registered for cheaper RV living under Suite 8. And he might be an attorney. His attorney office is here under number 11. So not sure if it's the same guy. Just giving you a little bit of information. Let's go to this one and see what that is. So there he is. This is 41 North Highway 160, Suite 8, Parham, Nevada. He's an attorney, and he is the registered agent for cheaper RV living. So not sure what his association with. I would have really appreciated if Bob would have given us disclosure about what this guy has to do and how he is involved in cheaper RV living, and what organizations is this guy representing. This is public information, so I have a right to come here and show you guys all of this public information, just as this is all made public here on the internet. J.K. Nelson Law, family law, probate estate law, and he does wills and trusts, criminal defense, personal injury accidents, bankruptcy, and that is what's coming up. So not sure what he has, the association that he has to do with cheaper RV living. So one of the things I want to tell you, when you look for volunteers, you don't have to pay a salary. But guess what? We're going to talk about salaries in a moment, because I want you to know exactly what that's about. Here, let's go to the donate button. Because now they're going donate links through the PayPal. Opportunities to support. Now they want you to also be a Howa patron. You're going to give away a trailer. So there's just all of this fuss here. Of course, they're selling the stickers. And then, of course, stuff here for you to donate.
Board of directors who are in charge and run the board. And then the board hires out employees to carry out the decisions that they make. I'm the president of the board. We have currently 3 members on the board. We're having a training program very quickly to expand that to hopefully out to as far as 11, but as many as we can. the more people working on this, the better the accountability, the better the decisions. This isn't something that is ours. And Sue Ann is the executive director.
Okay, here is the 501(c) lookup. And if you look here, this is all public information. You can find this out yourself. All the information is here. Here is the Home on Wheels Alliance. Here is their EIN number, which is kind of like the organization's social security number. It's registered in Parhump. Here's the address. It says here Sue Ann Carlson is the ex-director. So their tax period is 12/18, and their accounting period is 12 months.
So now the board will make a decision. This is what we will do, and we will task Sue Ann with making that happen.
Just watched my video of the RTR. It's taken me a couple of days to get this video done. I wanted to be thorough, and I wanted to make sure that I was fair in all the things that I was saying. This is not a video to bash, like I said into the beginning. This is just to request that transparency be shown. I spent about $800, and I know because I run it on my computer, the numbers, for gasoline from Florida, Central Florida, all the way to Arizona. And during the time that I traveled to the Quartzsite, around the Quartzsite area, and to Parker, to the RTR, and I was only there 3 times at the RTR. Spent $800 in gasoline, and that's only one way. And do I feel that there was value there? No, I really do not feel that there was value there for the amount of money that I put into going there. Oh, by the way, that's Muffin. I talked a lot about what I thought was good. For me, I think that was just way too much money for me to spend. I was going to travel anyway there, but if I was just coming there for the RTR, no, I would not do it. I'm going to give you some suggestions of what I think should happen with the RTR. So let's get to it, and then some of this other stuff will get in there as well. I would stick to recreation areas only because of the costly drive and the amount of time that it takes to be driving to events like that. And it's just not what it is. It started off as a place where people can gather and talk and experience and make friends. And it's just not that. It's very commercial right now. And none of the girls that I was with liked that. I didn't like it. I don't want to sit at the Howa tent, which is really much the only place that you really had there other than the bleachers. And I don't want bleachers. I don't want to be around a place where there's fencing. I don't want to be around a place where there's commercial parking and this and that. I wanted to come and sit around campfires or stuff with people and just get to know them on a personal level and learn things from them. So you got to stop with the commercial product if that's going to happen, or you're going to have to get your own piece of land and do that. You guys make a lot of money for that. You might just have to move it out of Quartzsite and move it to Texas or somewhere else where land is available, and you could do things like that. So I'm not even going to get into how you keep asking for donations for land, but what are you looking for? Because, people could be donating for 5 years. Are you looking? What is going on here? Or is this just a way to make some money? All right, next thing. I think you should have a large chalkboard or a whiteboard at the entrance, wherever the main event is going to be. That's where the entrance is, where people come in like we did. And there should be a large chalkboard or whiteboard with that day's schedule, because a lot of times you change the schedule and you change things, and that actual event should be there. People can take a picture of it on their phone because it's large enough. It shouldn't be all the way in the back in tiny little writing like this near the donation area. That was really, really bad. I mean, I've got to say, come on, that was really cheesy, that what was going on. Every session at 30 minutes with a 15 minutes question and answer, and that could be the break time until the next one comes up. I wouldn't do dispersed classes at the same time that the main classes are going on, because people are going to end up missing things, and I didn't spend $800 so that I can miss stuff. I would really prefer it if you kept the sales merchandise away from the entrance from when I walk in. I don't want to be slapped in the face with it every time I walk in. I don't want to go to the schedule and find merchandise there. I don't want it thrown in my face. I come there to meet people and enjoy, and if and it almost feels like, you know, it's in my face. I don't want it in my face. And I know a lot of the girls that I talked to, they saw the same thing as well. Give the event to an event planner if you don't know what you're doing. There's a lot of people out there that are starting up as event planners, and they would do it for the recognition, because if you get their name out there and they had this one big event that they can hold that's a yearly event, man, they can get their name out there and they can get a lot of business. So look for an event planner who's willing, or put it out in your videos and say, hey, we're looking for an event planner. If you're looking to do this, let's get somebody who's professional, who can find a place, somebody who knows how to do this kind of stuff. Let's make this exciting, because the nomadic movement is so exciting right now. There's so many younger people that are doing this. People who are working hard to get to this point, to get to the RTR, to get their rigs, to get moving. And it's just like, it feels so blah when you get there. You got to have more motivation than that. You really do. Volunteers, there is no motivation there with the volunteers. Sorry to say, there should not be problems like the one that Sandy had there. They should be on focus. They should be trying to prevent anything from happening. They should not be talking. They're to take their job seriously. If they were getting paid, they would have been fired for what they did on that day. Yes, ultimately Sandy went too far back and did hurt her RV, and you can watch the video. I'm going to post it below. But your moral compass, if you're a volunteer, is to prevent an accident from occurring at the RTR, especially if you're telling somebody to back up into the main entrance of other cars coming in. Your moral compass should be to help whatever. You are there to prevent an accident, and you should be doing that. I don't need to say anything else about that. I don't think any events should be held after 3 o'clock, because that's the time that people like to socialize with new people, maybe around the main area. And people have to cook, people have pets, some people work like I do, and it's a lot of stimulation in the day. And I think if you schedule it well, that you could do 30-minute increments, you can get a lot of stuff in, and you can give value in a compacted amount of time, and people can go out and have some fun, and it gives the chance for people to go and talk and do other things with other people, and do something around town, because people still have to stock up, they still have to dump, they got to get water. Those are the things. 3 o'clock should be it. Find experts in the field. Contact some of these people on YouTube. Are really good at certain things. Some people are good at solar. Some people are good at living off the land. Some people are good at so many different things. Contact them early enough in the year. You should be contacting them right now and saying, hey, we're doing the RTR. Can I count on you to maybe do a class or a session or this about this or about that? Let them come up with something, but they're passionate about what they do, and it's going to show and reflect. There was people there who were doing classes that were there only motivated because they sell a book, and they wanted to give you a little bit of information so that you could buy their book. And I saw a lot of that. Or people who wanted you to go to their website, so they go there just for things like that. But I want to see more passion in the people. I want to see value there. I want to see people who really want to help people, not just get something for it. Finally, the end of this video is my expenses and gas. I already told you was about $800, so that was a lot of money, and I'm still traveling because I'm still looking at things. But anyway, I want to give you a projection of what I think this whole Howa Cheap RV Living LLC is making in total, and I want you to take this in mind. Okay, this is my projections. If you have yours, leave it down in the comments. Okay, I would really like to see what you say. All right, the van build, they charge $75 per person. So if there's 2 of you in an RV, it's $150. Okay, they were charging for that. I don't know how they got away with that on BLM land, because I don't think you're supposed to. But anyway, I just want you to know they charge for that. The RTR donations, people have been donating all year long for the event. RTR merchandise, it's thrown in your face constantly all the time. YouTube merchandise under Bob's videos, he has that thing going, like the banner type thing underneath the videos, where he sells tons of merchandise, so he's getting money for that. Howa's also probably doing merchandise. Oh yeah, they do the merchandise for the stickers and stuff like that. Okay, so Cheap RV Living, my projection is he's making $3,000 and above. That's why he doesn't want to show you how much he makes, possibly from $3,000 to $5,000 on Patreon. Howa's making, we said, I think $1,300 on Patreon. Go back to the video and check it out, but I think we said $1,300. So right there could be about $5,000 a month just in Patreon. Cheap RV Living also makes money on his website. He gets ads on there. He also has a Amazon affiliate links on there. Get advertising from Google for his actual videos. Every time you watch one of his videos, he's getting money from advertising. If there's 4 ads, then he's getting more money. Howa, I'm not sure if they're doing it, but I know they have a YouTube video which is probably monetized as well. Okay, so the other ones are sponsorships. People contact him and say, hey, can you talk about this product? They'll pay him for that. They also give him the product for that. RV donations to sell. So like he said in the video, if somebody donates a van, he has the right to take the van and sell it. So that profit is leftover money. So that is also profit for him. So that's also money coming in. So some of these things are not on an actual monthly basis, but they are maybe unbalanced, where maybe at the end of the year towards the RTR they get more money there for that, or during the van bill they get more money. So it's not all, it's always fluctuating. My estimate is if you try to run it like on a monthly, if you try to spread it out in a monthly, my estimate is between all of this, $15,000 a month is a low figure. I think $15,000 a month is what I think that they're getting. That comes to $180,000 a year. Okay, when they do the van builds, a lot of times they get product donated or at a very low cost. So let's say they spend $20,000 a year to do a van bill and give people a whole bunch of stuff. Well, they're giving $20,000, but now if they're getting $180,000, they're really getting $160,000. So, you know, I mean, I know merchandise costs money, but kind of think of it that way. So even if they're just making, let's say, 100 after all the expenses of what the stickers cost, the t-shirts cost, all of that stuff, if they just get $120,000 a year, that's his money. Because he's a nonprofit, he can't have that as a profit, so he's got to use it up. It's got to come in the way of salaries that he's paying himself, or he's paying the board members something, or whatever. The money cannot be there at the end of the year because it is a non-profit. They cannot have a profit, so they have to use the money somehow, somewhere, whether it's doing buffets or dinners or I don't know what it is. They have to spend the money. So I hope that you guys understand this video, understand more, so you can make wise decisions about what's going on. All I ask, and I think everybody here who's watching this video who's going to give me a thumbs up, would just like the transparency. They want to see the transparency. Your website should have all of the information that I said in there. We shouldn't go asking for your returns. Your returns should actually be done now, and they should actually be posted there. And I think the conversation about the commingling of funds and things like that is another thing. Who are the boards? Who are the trustees? Are there any political money that's going somewhere toward the politics? Let's look at it and see where it is. So just be transparent that you said as you were going to be. And I think that, you know, that's the way it's going to go in order to save the RTR and make it a good place for people to come together and share in that one time of the year where we can all gather together as nomads and enjoy. Thank you for watching. I hope you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. I have certain people who don't want this information to get out, and they have decided to go to my videos and give me thumbs down constantly. They are harassing me. I've even had Facebook block my second RTR video. They blocked it. They wouldn't get it out for some reason. I don't know why. That has to do with Facebook, but we shall see. So if you do like this video, or if you even appreciate that I put out this information, it's taken me a lot of time to put this video together. There's a lot of clips and a lot of things. If you have any appreciation for the amount of work that I put in, and for people to question what's going on, please give me a thumbs up. I really, really would appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I hope that we can all take care of this problem so that we can continue to gather as nomads anywhere in the country, but somewhere that we can all agree on is a good place for people to join and live free. Thank you for watching. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Must have fallen asleep. Man, that was comfortable. What's this? Stickers. Get yours by going to the description box below.